What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video with the Fantasy Fanatics. I'm Nathan. I'm joined with Spencer. You want to say hello?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
So today we've got the tight end rankings for Week 1. Week 1 is finally here. We're only a couple days away from the season, the real season. Thursday
I'm
was
ready.
awesome.
I'm ready.
Oh, dude, I'm hyped. Me,
There's nothing like a Sunday, just with
packed
1 o'clock
full of
hits.
games. Oh,
Oh my
and like
goodness.
that, you gotta stay up real late on Saturday. That way you sleep real late on Sunday. That you wake up ready for the games. Yeah. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Ryan Fedra. That's how you say it, right?
Yep.
Ryan
Fedra.
Fedra. I'm sorry, Ryan, if you see this, I butcher your last name all the time. So if you didn't see in our most recent video posted, we had a chat with him. He's a writer for the Chicago Bears, and we asked him all things Bears, a couple other points just around the NFL. It was really great.
Not the Chicago Bills.
Not the Chicago Bills. I can't confirm.
Not the Chicago Bills.
That was his last job, and I just got it mixed up. But
Yeah.
he makes a lot of great content. Check out his Twitter page. You can find his articles all over the place. A lot of good content if you're a Bears fan.
If you're a Bears fan, he's the guy.
Yeah, so check out the last video. It was awesome. As for today, real quickly, if you're watching this before Sunday, on Sundays, we always try to go live. We will always be answering your Twitter questions about who to start, who to sit.
Yep.
They come in thick and fast. We try to get to all of them. I think most weeks we do pretty good getting to all of them.
Yeah, I don't think we've missed one.
If for
at
some
least we
reason,
try not to.
Yeah, if for some reason we don't get to it and we accidentally skip over or whatever, send us another one. We'll do our best. We try to get to everybody. A lot of times we like to live stream on Sunday, so look out for that. And
I want to add one thing. If you
Sure.
were to, ask a question, try to comment. Sometimes the messages don't pop up like a notification in the message box, so we don't look at the messages. We usually get all through the notifications on the post. Sometimes it doesn't alert us that we got a message. So
yeah, because on Sundays, we're normally both on Twitter in the mornings because we put out, you got any questions, and they come flooding in, so it's just the two of us trying to get through them. So it is what it is. It's a lot of fun. We hope to help.
We'll
you guys.
alternate hours.
Yeah, we'll take shifts. We'll draw straws.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a shift. All right, so on to the tight end rankings for Week 1. Spoiler alert: Rob Gronkowski might be tight end 1 this week.
I do want to add something before we get to the tight ends.
Go ahead.
On Tuesdays or Wednesdays, we'll be coming out with recaps. That's going to be new. Recaps of every single game, fantasy analysis from each game. So something new. More and better content coming this year.
Also on the website
than last year.
Yep, website too. We're going to be uploading more new articles and weekly content for you guys. So, like we were saying,
so now on to the tight ends.
Rob Gronkowski might be a number 1 tight end this week.
We were talking about it before. I said I was going to take a victory lap of having him 6 spots higher than you. I just kind of knew, I just kind of knew. Yeah.
So
had that gut feeling.
In standard, he had 21, and in PPR he had.
I think he had 29 in PPR because I think he had 8 catches.
Yep, 29. So since you know that right now, does he finish number 1? Would you take the field or Gronk?
Him? I would still take Kelsey.
You think Kelsey's going to put up more than that? Like you won't even say like the field. You're like pinpointing Kelsey. I would say the field. I'd say somebody's going to have a crazy game.
Obviously,
but that's an
the better odds. Yeah, but is it kind of a reach to say that might be his best game all year?
Not at all. You saw last year he had like maybe one of these all year. He had 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns.
They weren't facing
and Mike Evans had nothing. Like that's not going to keep going. So
yeah,
it's crazy. Does that move Gronk into like a low tight end 1?
I'm not
right now. We got him as like a tight end 2. I'm not either. He's still going to be in the teens for me most weeks.
Yeah, I might move him above guys. If they struggle this week, like Noah Fant, who have kind of been, a little. I've drafted him. I have shares of him. but I'm still not comfortable with him being my tight end 1. Still not comfortable with Gronk being the tight end 1 either. Going into each week.
Great trade value right now, though. If someone in your league is tight end needy, you may be able to throw him some bait and catch a big
Same
fish.
with Mike Evans and Zeke.
Yeah. But for the opposite reasons. So, anyways, our unanimous number 1, it's probably unless Waller, Kittle, Pitts, Hawkinson, maybe one of them, maybe Logan Thomas pops off. Kelsey's gonna be number 1.
I mean, Kittle has the best matchup he'll probably have all season, and he's number 3 for me, if that says anything. I mean, just kind of how good the 2 top guys are.
Yeah. Well, I could see I put Kittle at 2 because of that very reason. But at the same time, I could see like Mostert just having like a monster game and they don't even need to throw. So
yeah, and Baltimore's a good defense too. So I can see why you put Waller at 3. I see a little revenge game coming from Waller though. He used to play for Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. That's who drafted him, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And he was never really good, had problems, and then came to Las Vegas, and he's just turned into a top tier tight end.
Dude's a freak. It's like a lot of people are saying Kyle Pitts could be Darren Waller. I mean, if that's his ceiling, that's amazing. I personally think his ceiling could be even higher.
I think his ceiling is like one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
If he turns out to be Darren Waller, like that's a W. That's a major W for the Falcons.
Is it though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's kind of saying, would you draft Darren Waller at 4?
Like if he was
like in a regular draft,
like he was coming out like this year and he was like this good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, how many other tight ends are there like him?
I would say I would be.
Waller? I mean, yeah, Kittle and Kelsey.
I would say I'd be a little underwhelmed. This might just be an awful take. I would be a little underwhelmed if Kyle Pitts' ceiling was Darren Waller. But
that's an insane. That's an insane like.
I want to see all-time great from Kyle Pitts.
I do too. That's why I have him on like 90% of my teams. I'm always the dude who reaches for Pitts, but I'm going for the upside there. So
yeah, and we have him at 4. I don't know if we've ever. I mean, this is our second year of doing rankings, but I don't know if there's ever been a tight end who's a rookie starting his first game being ranked this high.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Hawkinson was probably the closest in recent memory.
But I don't even think he would be. He was
around like
high.
the 10 range. Like
yeah,
it is kind of wild. Speaking of TJ Hawkinson, after Pitts, he is our unanimous number 5. There's a lot to like about him because of the team. Sure, the San Francisco 49ers got a good defense, but who else is Jared Goff going to throw the ball to? I mean, the running backs. I'm on Ross St. Brown.
Guy having a lot of shares of is Tyro Williams, who isn't a great receiver, but I mean, I think he will be second in that team in targets.
Okay, I could see it. There's definitely a path for that. After Hawkinson, we have Mark Andrews. They're playing. He's on the other end of the Darren Waller matchup. They're playing the Raiders, whose defense is suspect at times, to say the least. And Mark Andrews, all these weapons going down for the Ravens, which we'll get to that in a separate video. I think it helps Mark Andrews. I mean, I'm not going to rank him higher than 6 this week because I would take all 5 of those guys above him. Because I think they have more yardage, like as a floor, whereas he's a little more touchdown dependent. But I think he's got just as good a chance as any of them.
I have Goddard pretty high this week, just based off of who he's facing, and I think I would rank Logan Thomas above Goddard any day of the week. Just it's a tough matchup for Logan Thomas and a really good matchup, I think, for Dallas Goddard. That's why I was ranking him high. But Mark Andrews, like you were saying, without just missing their 2 top running backs, I mean, it can't hurt him.
Well, it is week 1, and you know what that means. So, is there going to be any targets left over after Sammy Watkins gets done?
I have seen him on the waivers, and I have really considered it. In
really deep leagues, Sammy Watkins is the week 1 player.
Hot take, this ends the week 1 Sammy Watkins this year.
He's not ranked for me this week.
We should have just thrown him in the 30s.
If he was on the Chiefs right now, I might put him in my top 10 this week, and then never see him in the top 50 the rest of the season. It's just how it works.
Week 1 Sammy Watkins definitely a thing.
So a point on Dallas Goddard. I have him 8. I think he's gonna be arguably the number 1 option. Depends on how Devonta Smith turns out. But another thing is Zach Ertz is still there, and Zach Ertz is Zach Ertz. Like he's gonna demand plenty of work. And it's not like Goddard's just like physically superior or anything. Like they're like the exact same size. They both can run. And Zach Ertz is that veteran, so maybe that's somebody that Jalen Hurts finds a connection with. So, but I do prefer Goddard.
I have him at 6. And off upside, I am not thrilled about these Eagles pass catchers at all. I don't love Jalen Hurts as a passer. I have expressed a lot of interest in him. It's like a QB target just off of rushing upside alone.
Sure.
But, it's kind of a wait and see game. I mean, Zach Ertz could fully
he could fully be top 10.
I was going to say top 7 or 6.
Yeah, he's got that kind of upside. And last year was fluky. Was
he like the 4th tight end taken last year?
Yeah, I mean that's been the way it's like he's been a top 3 or 4 for the past 5 years.
I think he went behind guys like Waller, Kittle, and Kelsey, right?
Yeah, normally that's how it goes. I can't. Yeah,
Gronk some years he was always behind Gronk and Kelsey.
Yeah. Swiftly moving on, we have Robert Tonyan ranked at 9. Are you banking on a touchdown from Tonyan?
I think that's the only reason he should be there. I don't think he's going to go for 80 yards. Yeah. He's got to catch a touchdown.
Yeah, I really like the matchup against the Saints. I know they got a good defense, but I'm not sold on the Saints offense yet until I see it from Jameis. And so I think the Packers defense is going to lead to more opportunities for the offense. And so that's why I have Tonyan inside my top 10 this week. Normally I would not, but I think he's got a great chance to find the end zone. And then right after Tonyan is your tight end in our main league, Noah Fant. He's got a good matchup with the Giants. What's your thoughts?
I don't know how Teddy B is going to treat the tight end. Last year, he didn't show a lot of love to Ian Thomas, but Noah Fant isn't Ian Thomas.
Yeah,
I liked Noah Fant more with Drew Lock when I thought Drew Lock was the starter. And then the Teddy B news came out.
I prefer Teddy, so I think it helps him. Because you saw what Teddy B could do with like DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. And
week 1 rankings are the hardest to come out with because you just don't know.
That's fair.
But
you could see this whole list jumbled up.
Yeah, I mean Tyler Higbee, your guy this offseason. I think he's been your guy for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean he's ever since the end of 2019 when he just went absolutely nuclear with like back 100-yard plus games. He showed that he's got that talent. Now that Gerald Everett's out and Matthew Stafford's in, I'm high on Higbee. He's going to be right around 10-ish most weeks, I think. He's got top 5 upside, like legit top 5 upside if he can see the targets. That's a big thing. He's going to be competing with Kupp and Robert Woods for targets as well as the 2 running backs. But you never know. Stafford liked to target Hawkinson. Why not target Higbee? So,
and we'll skip over Gronk because I was right, you were wrong. And then we'll go to Jonnu Smith at 13.
I think we were both wrong. I don't think you were right. I was wrong. I think we were
No, we were both wrong. We were not expecting Gronk to be Gronk.
Yeah.
But Jonnu Smith at 13. I love Jonnu Smith this season, and you have said you do not love him, but you have him higher this week. What's up with that?
Well, that narrative has kind of changed for me because it's Mac Jones instead of Cam Newton. Like that, the Jonnu Smith downgrades for me was solely based on Cam Newton. Now that Mac Jones is there, that's an interesting flyer. in a 12-team league, he's right around the borderline of startable tight ends. So I would expect to see him at least somebody's lineup. If not, you're maybe starting something like Gesicki or I don't know, Ebron or Hooper. I don't know. So he's in that kind of range, but he's got so much upside because of the athleticism. And if Mac Jones keeps being preseason Mac Jones, Johnny Smith could very well be a tight end 1 this year.
What about Hunter Henry at 19?
I think people are sleeping on Hunter Henry. I do. Nobody's talking about him. Everybody's on the Johnny Smith hype. But if Mac Jones is, like I said, preseason Mac Jones, then if Herbert can do it, why can't Mac Jones? Like they can both feed him.
All right, and off to Gerald Everett at 14. I'm a little bit higher on him right now than I was when I made these rankings. I would probably move him up a little bit. Probably, I'd probably move him above Higbee.
Why is that? Why are you higher on him now?
If you are correct about this whole letting Russ cook thing,
yeah,
they got DK, they got Tyler Lockett. That's it. There's got to be another third target in that offense who can carry some fantasy relevance. If you're saying they're going to do what they're going to do, then I think Gerald Everett's that third target.
So you think he's the third option over like Freddie Swaim? Because I would hope so.
Don't ask me that again. Don't ask me that again.
I mean, if Freddie Swaim's out there getting like 5 targets and then Gerald Everett just disappears and we're gonna have some problems.
Something's wrong. You need to.
Well,
you need to beg Roger Goodell to
just let the cat go. That could be that DK and Tyler Lockett are getting like 15 targets a game each.
A little Amari Cooper and CD Lamb.
Yeah, except DK catches the ball. So.
Well, DK is definitely the Amari Cooper in that group.
I agree. Well, Tyler Lockett will catch the ball. You won't see him dropping it like CD.
All right, and last fantasy tight end. I'd say this drops off where you don't want these guys
tight end, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, if you're rolling out Austin Hooper, Jared Cook, Eric Ebron, Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz in a 10 or 12 team league, you did not draft good, or those guys voted against you.
Yeah, or like everybody else was snagging 2 tight ends and you waited to get your first till like the very last round.
Yeah. So the last one, we'll do the top 15. Mike Gesicki. I have him down there. I mean, he's super good just because of who's throwing the ball. I've said over and over, I don't love Tua. Didn't love him last year. Didn't love him this year. So that's why I have him, right there.
No, but, I agree.
I mean, if it was somebody like, we'll say Tyler Higbee catching the ball from him, I'd have him all the way down to 20.
Oh, you're talking about in terms of the tight end. Yeah.
Just he's up there solely based off how talented he is. I hate this situation.
Like, where would you put Gesicki if he was swapped with like, I don't know, Gronk?
Gronk? Oh, if he was in Tampa Bay and Gronk wasn't there, he would legit be like a. Well, that's a bad situation. Let's say if he switches with Tyler Higbee. If he was on the Rams, I would have Mike Gesicki in the top 7.
Really? See, yeah. It's hard for me to make those comparisons, because last year I had Gesicki in a few leagues, and so I was watching his games, and I swear the dude was never on the field. But when he was out there, I
don't know what's up with that.
They played Dalton Smythe and who was the other one? They played one more.
I can't remember who it was.
It'll come to. I was just thinking of them. Anyways, they played their 2 like blocking tight ends, and then Gesicki would be out of the game, and he would only come in and play like slot receiver. I'm like, what the heck? Excuse me.
But
late night after a long day.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that ends, the fantasy relevant starting tight ends. I mean, maybe if you're in
Flyers.
Yeah, I mean,
you agree with that?
You're just kind of asking to lose if you have to roll out one of those guys. I mean, they might roll you out a 1 or 2 point game.
Well, you would say the same thing about Gronk most weeks, and then he did that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but Gronk's Gronk, and he is Brady.
Adam Shaheen, that's who it is.
That was the other one?
Yeah. Adam Shaheen.
Well, give Mike Gesicki playing time and get him out of Miami.
I agree. And now there's more weapons to compete for targets.
Yeah, you didn't have Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle there last year.
Yeah. Anyways, so I think that'll about wrap up the tight ends. Anybody after that I would keep them out of your lineup this week, unless you're playing in like a 32 team league. Look for us on Sunday. We will be answering any and all questions on Twitter. Check out our website, theFFFanatics.com. Check us out on Twitter, the FFFanatics3. Give us a follow. Subscribe to us on Twitter. Check out our YouTube, the Fantasy Fanatics. We gained a few subs this week. It was good to see.
We
it
have
kind of like stagnant. So it was good to see. I was happy.
And people have been asked us questions starting yesterday.
Yep.
More fantasy questions than I've ever seen. It was only a Thursday, so I'm ready for Sunday though.
Oh, most definitely. So like we said earlier, check out Ryan Fedra's video with us, and look for us coming up soon. And until Sunday, we will see you in the next one.